And we're going to start reading around about the 18th verse. And it reads, "And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near to them, they conspired against him to slay him. And they said one to another, Behold, this dreamer cometh. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him, and cast him into some pit. And we will say, Some evil beast have devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams. And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands, and said, Let us not kill him. And Reuben said unto them, Shed no blood, but cast him into this pit, that it is in the wilderness, and lay no hands upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father again." The 23rd verse reads, "And it came to pass, when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they strike Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him. And they took him and cast him into a pit, and a pit was empty, there was no water." We're going to jump down to the 31st verse, and it reads, "And they took Joseph's coat and killed a kid of goat, and dipped the coat in the blood. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought him to their father, and said, Thus have we found, know now whether it be the son's coat or no." The 33rd verse says, "And he knew it, and said, It is my son's coat, and evil beasts have devoured him. Joseph is without doubt rent in pieces." And the 34th verse says, And Jacob rent his coat and his sackcloth upon his loins, and mourned for his son many days. And all his sons and all of his daughters rose up to comfort him. But he refused to be comforted, and he said, For I will go down into the grave until my son's mourning. Thus his father weep for him." So I was reading this, and to tell you a little bit about the story, talks about Joseph and his brothers. And the scripture talks about how Joseph was a dreamer. And God had gave Joseph a dream telling him to tell his brothers and his father and everybody else that was in that town that they shall bow down to him. But how many know jealousy is cruel as the grave? So his brothers was jealous of him and said, We won't receive that dream. We won't receive what you say. And Joseph said, I'm paraphrasing, Joseph said, Now listen, I'm telling you what God gave me. So I'm letting you know that at one day, at the appointed time, it will be my season, and you shall bow down to me. But his brothers was like, No, that shall not happen. So in the process of that, God gave me a topic, and the topic, I need you to look at your neighbor and say, Neighbor, I had to get betrayed in order to get restored.
Amen. Preach it. My God.
So I said, okay, God, what do you want me to tell the people? He said that we had to go through a season of betrayal. When we thought that we had people that loved us, we thought that we had people that had our back. We thought that we had people that said they would die for us. We thought that we had people that said that they loved us in spite of everything else. But when our back was turned, they talked about us. When our back was turned, they scandalized our name. When our back was turned, they said that they are no good. But how many of y'all know that we had to go through the season of betrayal so God can restore us in the way He needs to restore us?
My God.
This is good.
So I said, okay, God, I'm happy about that, and I'm glad that you told us. So he said, yeah. He said, let them know, because people today, that's what they're going to do. They're going to judge you. They're going to betray you. They're going to make themselves look like one thing when they're not. I believe the Bible says that they come as sheep in wolf clothing. So they come portraying themselves as our friends and as our family and as our besties and all this other stuff. Okay? And all this other stuff. But when our back is turned, they talk bad about us. But we're the same people that kept them lifted up. When people came to us and said, no, they're no good, we was the same people that said, not them. But I want you to know that nobody's greater than God. So if you ever need a friend and you ever feel like you're by yourself and you're all alone, all you got to do is turn to God. So I took some words and I looked it up in Apostle Webster. And the first word was betrayed. And Apostle Webster says to give aid or information to the enemy.